armed robotic delivery on her gets away with a disperse.
Some damage on the best. Stone Shield prevents almost all of the Fearless. Right.
Shadow keeps juking Real. The Real can't find the hit. Shadow's still alive.
He's fighting for his life. He's fighting for the championship. He's fighting for everything he stands.
We are back. We are back here. We made a few quick adjustments, and we should be much better. Not sure what was going on there, but it looks like there's no drop frame, so I think we're good. So I don't know what the dealio was there, but we're good. So anyways, we're gonna jump into it. This is episode 76 of the Smite update. Those of you guys just joining us, not kind of familiar with everything that goes on in the Smite update. It's a show that kind of, with us three goons here, that kind of goes over you know, community news. We do esports news. We talk about the patch. We talk about upcoming patches. We just hang out and have a good time. So you know, let's just go over what we've been up to this past week since getting back from SWC. So Smitten, I'll throw it over to you first. What have you been up to since you got back?
Videos. Like, that's like, I really enjoyed my time out there in Atlanta this past week, but like, I was stressing out the whole time. I was like, man, I didn't know I wasn't coming home until Tuesday. Like, I don't have a video ready, and so like, literally, I jumped back into recording like the day that I got home, pretty much. Yeah. My grandmother passed away 2 days ago.
Sorry to hear that.
My condolences.
Yeah.
But you know, she's definitely better off.
Sure.
Let's just say that much.
I feel you on that.
I'm happy for her.
It's one of those situations. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, just YouTube stuff. Just recent. I just unpacked yesterday.
Oh wow.
Word.
Okay. All right. Well, cool. F. Dot, what about you? You came back Monday, right? No.
Oh God. Yeah. What a horrible time to get. Like, Smitten get the extra day. We I partied and I stayed out late, and then I went to the plane. It was awful. I wish you didn't remind me of that. Yeah, I like missed my shuttle. I had to get there myself. It was, oh my God. Thank you for the ride. I was just up too late, so that was that. But yeah, no. So I came home Monday and I hibernated for a day. Right?
Very nice.
I literally slept and I woke up at 6:30. I just woke up and I was like, AM or PM? AM or PM? AM or PM? And then my brother from like across the house was just like, it's the morning! Shut up! Because I thought it was 6:30 at night. I was ready to go get dinner.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of like, you know, twittered around and went back to sleep. And then Tuesday or Wednesday, I think, I like emerged as a real person. And I got to hang out with some friends. Because I've been gone since like the 29th. So
wow.
I got to hang out with some friends, you know, that I haven't seen in a while from back home. And I got to do some of that, got to do some of this, and, you know, now I'm getting on the grind again. Got some plans for next week as far as content's concerned. Put out a YouTube video,
Yeah.
which is weird for me.
What?
Good for
It's
you.
weird for me. And again, Smitten, you can make fun of me if you check out the end of the video. Again, I hit the stop streaming button.
Yeah.
But that started streaming and didn't stop recording. They're like two separate things.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a 6-second stream of me out there going, ah, shit. And that's the end of my YouTube video. So I'm still killing it in the YouTube department.
And you don't have any like video editing software to like kind of trim that or anything?
What the hell is video editing software, dude?
I don't know.
Is it Paint?
It's
Can I do it in Paint?
That's right. Smitten, we have to be gentle. We have to be gentle.
Over here.
Yeah.
Can I do it in Paint?
Maybe. That's awesome.
So, yeah, I mean, I did a YouTube video. I think we'll see some more, maybe. But I definitely have some content planned for next week, so.
Sweet.
I put out a little teaser.
Ooh, I like teasers.
I put out a teaser on Twitter. And then last night, actually, I went out with a friend of mine, Ariston of Mortality fame. He had his own interview at SWC. He was in town along with some friends, so we went out and like grabbed some drinks, hung out, and I took them to the food spot.
Yeah, he told me about it. He said his stomach was killing him this morning, but it was awesome. He was like the food was great, but oh my god, I don't know what I ate.
Oh man! All he said, and he's in chat. The only thing he says is the sauce.
The sauce.
Oh man,
that's
so
awesome. Sweet. Well, awesome. I'm happy to hear that. Smitten, what video editing software do you use?
I use several.
Okay.
So it depends on what you're talking about. I mean, I use Premiere, I use Vegas, I use Audacity for audio, like a bunch of different programs.
I know. Wow, going big. I was gonna say I use Final Cut Pro and like CyberPower Director is what I use. But yeah, you got it down. You got the big boys. All right.
I click. Sometimes I download the video from Twitch and then I rename it before I upload it to YouTube.
Whoa!
That's my process.
I love you.
We can't all be a pro like Smitten.
That's right. Exactly. Well, cool. Well, I came back, drove back. Didn't get a speeding ticket this time, so that was nice.
This time,
yeah, it was nice. Stupid Virginia cops. Anyways, drove back, got back, and I kind of took just kind of like a few days off. Not necessarily hibernate, as I did have to get up the next morning for work. But took a few days off just to kind of, gear down a little bit, spend some time with my family, so that was nice. And played a little bit of Smite the other night, streamed a little bit of it, and then I started to play a little bit of like Evolve and like H1N1. And had some fun with that. It took, everyone's kind of dipping into that a little bit.
H1N1?
H1Z1, thank you. N1 would be the bird flu, or the nerd flu, as what you were talking about earlier.
No. Bird flu and nerd flu are two different kinds of flu.
Nerd flu is like, I have the sniffles from hanging out with too many video game people.
Oh.
Nerd flu is, I'm going to the hospital.
You're not gonna die. You're not gonna die. But yeah, so I've been playing a little bit of that, and outside of that, I got like my second Conquest game in since I got back from SWC right before. Now I know had to jump in on that. Had a good time.
Did you play Ymir?
No, I played Sylvanas, and it was what I posted on Twitter. It was a great game. It was 2-12, 17 minutes in, and we actually came back to turn it around at like the 35-minute mark. So. It was a casual queue, and it was fun. So I like it. Yeah.
We're gonna sing the story of that tale forever, Octane.
Forever. It was get bigger and bigger. It was 2-50. All right, and we came back. But let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and jump into it. Let you guys know that the audio version of this show is available on iTunes. So if you guys are interested, please go ahead and subscribe and listen to us on the way to work, on the way to the gym, when you're in the car. You guys can enjoy and get your Smite fix. So let's go ahead and jump into. We're going to change things up a little bit and start out with some community questions this week. Let's go ahead and throw it over. Let's see. Let's have F. take the first one here from Jordan.
Open up your notes.
Yeah.
Ready for the
show.
I come in. I make sure my audio is good. I make sure I got my notes up. Not necessarily that I read them.
Give that fool a hard time.
My audio has done. All I'm saying is I did a Smite update from Kelly's house.
Oh, that was crazy.
Everybody said that my mic had the same problem. So if I have a problem here, and I have a problem here, clearly.
Man, you're really good at troubleshooting. You're really good at troubleshooting,
That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying.
Anyway, email from Jordan. Hey, Smite Update host, love the show. Wanted to know if you had noticed a meta shift in picks and bans. Can you get your thank you, and God picks since the Smite World Championship? There were a ton of picks, odd picks like Anubis, Ares, AMC. Can you stop? And more. Having seen this at the SWC has changed the meta already.
Thank you for
And so, the word meta is interesting. And without going into like some philosophical conversation, I think that the meta has not changed, but popular gods have changed a little bit, and that's to be expected.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of surprises at SWC, but I think that came from, having different, we'll call it meta pools, I guess, NA, EU, China, it also comes down to what gods were even available. I know China didn't have all the gods that we did. So, there were a lot of picks that were quite different. I mean, when I watched a lot of the China players, you know, doing their picks and bans and playing, it reminded me of like a year and a half ago playing Smite, like just like the gods that you would see, like Anubis, or like, you know, at one point Ares was like a big one, right around before they made the changes to beads and stuff, and then AMC kind of came and went pretty quickly. But I think FDOT hit the nail on the head there in saying that some gods are becoming more popular because we saw them just less than a week ago, and we saw pro players picking them. I mean, it was fun and great to see Anubis, but are we going to see it in like the North American ladder at a higher level? I don't know. Probably not.
I have a statement to make about this.
Raise your hand. We're in school. Raise your hand.
With new Conquest map, everything's gonna change.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of irrelevant at this. Like we're kind of in like the purgatory of Conquest maps. It's like we still have the old one on the live client. We've got the brand new one on the PTS. So it's kind of irrelevant right now. Like what the meta is currently, because it's gonna change again. I bet it was really annoying though, however, to play Smite the week right after, you know, the tournament, everybody in the live client.
Yeah, I mean,
there's just Nox picks and Circuit and these awful things. And Ares, I've seen so much Ares lately.
Ares is just good.
It was fun. It was fun at SWC to see like Ares, Baka, and Lane. Like that was cool. That was really cool. So yeah, I'm happy to see.
I mean,
Ares.
you got to think about why these characters were picked. You know, like MC as a counter to Apollo because he clears the lane real good and shoots him better, is a thought process that analysts like myself and Kret, etc., have been talking about since the beginning of the SPL. Like, you know, it's not new information. We just finally got to see it. Like, Anubis doesn't fit in the middle lane, but Knight is so damn good that it's all good. Like, that's sort of like, you know, his Auror or Fenrir is not a good support. But Auror is so damn good that it makes it work. That's like Knight's Anubis. Knight is probably the best goddamn Anubis in the world.
Yeah,
you know
that was
what I mean?
impressive.
So that's why he could pull that off.
Like the 4 people that played.
You'd be surprised. A lot of people want Anubis to work. He just doesn't.
Yeah.
So, like...
This is a joke.
That's funny. Oh, man.
This is what I deal with, folks. This is what I deal with. I don't even know why you're laughing!
Alright, just move on.
All right. Any other comments to Jordan's question before we move on to the next one?
No, so basically just to surmise what we're saying, Smitten, I'm going to block you right now. Basically just to surmise what Jordan was asking, do you think we'll see, like, just the stuff happened at the SWC change the meta? No, but popularity does change god picks, so that's that. Yeah. Somebody
had talked about the Chinese team's mechanics were insane. We'll definitely dive into that a little bit more when we get into the esports section, but I can definitely agree. So this email comes from Jackson. Says, amazing show, keep it up. I follow all 3 of the show hosts very closely on Twitter and noticed everyone mentioning working at SWC. Oh, Smitten, get your cursor. What exactly did each of you do, and what was the highlight of the trip for you? So I'm going to throw this over to Smitten first. So what did you do at SWC, and what was the highlight for you?
SWC, I was in control of the Twitter giveaways. So whenever you saw me posting in the Smite Game chat saying, hey, take a picture of your SWC experience, tweet it to us at Smite Game, I was in charge of picking.
So you're the reason I didn't win.
Yeah, you are. I also did like the Instagram photos, and I helped out Havoc at the Xbox Center. I did a bunch of stuff, but mainly it's just like get everybody hype and make sure everybody was doing good and had everything they needed. So.
Very cool. Very cool. And FDOT, if people didn't see you, what did you do?
Your job?
I know. What did you do at SWC?
Talent.
I don't know. I think I like got water bottles for Kelly. That was my job.
Nice. Somebody's got to be water boy. That's nice of you.
No, so for those of you that didn't get to see any of the SWC, I sort of hosted the outside stuff, right? Like I walked around and talked to a lot of the fans and some of the community members. We did some interviews on the broadcast. I gave you guys sort of like a background tour. We walked around a little bit. I got to interview Scott Gandhi, which was one of my highlights, my personal highlights. And I hosted a cosplay contest.
Hmm.
Ow!
I did not get a chance to see that. How'd that go for you? Yeah.
But
Was
what
that
were
fun?
you doing with your time?
It was fun.
It was fun.
Cosplayers.
I was backstage. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's backstage.
You were backstage too. What are you talking about?
Excuse me, Octane Pro. Mr. Sorry, no pictures. I'm backstage. Sorry. Excuse me.
That was totally not the case. Don't act like you know me. All right. Don't act like you know me.
Dang!
Well, very cool. For myself, I hear a weird echo, and I don't know why. Does anyone have it on speaker? No. I don't have anything open. Okay, whatever. Anyways, at SWC, after everything was recorded, I was the guy after that taking the video out of the Black Magic machine, which was kind of cool. People didn't know. They were actually recording in 4K, which is pretty cool to say that we were actually doing that, because that's crazy.
Is that like paint?
Is that like paint? Oh my word, it's just vacuum. So I was taking the video and cutting it within a few minutes of the game actually ending, and then going ahead and uploading it to YouTube and tagging it and everything. So it was allowing for the games to be up on YouTube within an hour of them being finished, which was awesome because it gave people the opportunity to go back if they missed one, or if they wanted to check out a play or something like that. So that's what I was doing at
That's pretty
SWC.
sweet.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Second part of this question: what exactly did what was the highlight of your trip? So I'll throw it back to Smitten again.
Highlight of the trip. Well, it's mainly just being able to like hang out with everybody. You know what I mean? Like, cause these are people that I talk to year round. You know, every single day. You know, most of you guys. So it was really nice to actually like be able to give people hugs and be like, "Hey man, how you doing?" Like slap F dot. You know, do things like you've always wanted to do in person. I'm just kidding. But yeah,
Yeah, you're just kidding.
it was seriously, it was about meeting all my friends and, you know, getting to meet fans, and that was the experience.
Yeah, cool. And F dot, what about you? Highlight of your trip?
I mean, it was a long trip. We'll go down to SWC.
Yeah.
Honestly, just to see all of the people give a damn. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
I did launch tournament, and that was really big. I was there at kickoff. I did some hosting at the playoffs, the regional championships, and just seeing just how many freaking nerds turned up for World Championship. Like, everyone I met that was like, "Hey, I'm Jacob," and I'm like, "Hey." Oh, but I'm like, you know, X Dustin's cool. Oh, I know you from Twitch. That's so cool. What's up, dude? Like what Smitten said, like just getting to see everybody that like you know but don't know is really sweet. That's like really solid. And seeing like the whole crowd and everybody just be all hammed up for Smite, that's really dope. As far as like a specific moment, like I said, I'd have to give it to either my interview with Scott Condi, which was absolutely hilarious. He's one of my favorite people involved in the scene right now. We get along, and that interview was a lot of fun. So maybe one of those, or the party afterwards, just because like SWC is exciting and it takes a lot out of you, especially when you're like being a part of it, and then the after party, just like being able to hang out with everybody and see everybody. That's a lot of fun. So at the end of the day, I guess it's just like friends, family, Smite, fun, and a hilarious interview.
Sweet. I think for me it was actually there were a lot of guests that Hi-Rez had invited to the event that they gave a lot of these like backstage tours to, and gave them the opportunity to see just kind of how things were working. And at one point the Bill had walked back with these people from Turner Sports, and I guess they're pretty big in the traditional sports atmosphere. I guess their headquarters is, you know, I'm not sure where their headquarters is at, somewhere on the East Coast, but it was interesting.
They're regional.
Okay.
Local to Atlanta.
See, I knew you would know, which is perfect. And there was this one guy there who was part of their emerging media group, and it was interesting because I talked to him one-on-one as we were backstage, just kind of explaining, you know, what everyone was doing and stuff like that, and, you know, kind of the whole circle. If anybody saw F.Dot's video from backstage, which we're going to play here before we get into our esports section, of just kind of the all-access backstage video, it was very much like a circle. Like the life cycle of the game and the capturing and everything was kind of a life cycle, and it actually blew him away. He did not realize that the production quality within an esports video game atmosphere was as close or almost as close to traditional sports. And that was kind of a highlight of my trip, to hear somebody from a traditional sports atmosphere give us kudos as to the production value and just everything at the event, just how big it was and how much hype there was. So that was probably my highlight, to be honest with you.
Man, I didn't know they were there. I would have loved to have a conversation. I would have loved to open up that conversation.
It would have been perfect. It would have been right up your alley, because that's like your bread and butter, like the immersion of like traditional sports and then esports with video games. So yeah, so that was kind of my highlight, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So Smitten, you want to take our last question here for this week?
Sure. Yeah, from Tiny Teacup. Adorable. I was speaking with a friend who plays League of Legends, and we were talking about the rate at which Hi-Res Studios releases gods. Do you think it's too fast? I think it needs to slow down. 12 new gods a year would be plenty for me. And if Thought would stop, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for that, giant jerk. Anyways, I actually really enjoy the rate that they release new gods. There are a lot of gods to be released. Like, mythology's huge, and plus I always like, not only as a content creator but as a player, I really enjoy the variety that we're getting recently. So I don't think it's too fast. I imagine after a little while, maybe after another year or so, it's probably gonna slow down. I don't know, or it could stay the same. Might be fine either way.
I thought, what do you think? What do you think about it? What do you think about the current rate? Like, and a lot of it, for your thoughts, come definitely from like the competitive scene. Do you think it's too fast? Not fast enough? What do you think?
I mean, I think it's. I don't think there's any. I think it's fine. Like, I don't think it's a super positive. I definitely don't think it's a negative. It's just sort of like something that is a part of the game. You know, this is the rate at which gods are released, and that be that. I don't really, you know. I don't think they come out too fast to like hurt anything at all. Nah.
Okay, good to know. I mean, sometimes I feel like I was kind of surprised, to be honest with you, that they released a god kind of the same week as SWC. Granted, the god wasn't playable, but it was just a lot going on. I was kind of surprised. On top of that, you know, they're definitely releasing gods at a rate which sometimes I'm like, wow, like another new god this week. And maybe it's just that time is passing so quickly with the content that they're pumping out. I know a lot of people I see kind of complain, like, why is Hi-Res focusing on new gods when X, Y, and Z are still an issue? And people need to remember that, like, there's different departments, you know what I mean? Like, there's the guy, you know, your god creation department, and then you also have, you know, all these other departments, UI, stuff like that. So it's not like their entire team of developers is all working on, you know, the god at that aspect, and I hope people understand that. So, but do appreciate the question, though. Appreciate people emailing in. If you guys do want to email in as well, go ahead, email us, SmiteUpdate@gmail.com. We'll try to read as many questions as we can on the following show. Also, if you guys are interested, please go ahead and leave us some feedback. Go directly below this stream video, and you'll click on the streamer feedback button, and go ahead and leave us some feedback. It goes directly to Hi-Res Studios, lets them know that, you know, hey, the community is enjoying the show. So please take some time, take all 30 seconds to a minute, and just fill out a quick little questionnaire while you're watching the show. That would be appreciated. So let's go ahead and move on to our streamer of the week. And we actually have an email here from Brian. And Smitten, do you want to read this one?
Yeah. It says, I would like to nominate the community channel Smite Alternative. They are a channel that focuses on the alternative game modes in Smite, like Arena, Assault, Joust, Siege, and Match of the Day. They bring content 5 out of the 7 days a week for 24 hours a day. The channel does not stream Conquest. It's a place for the community to go if they aren't that into try-hardness, his quotation, of Conquest, or that I do not follow eSports. A great place to hang out for a fun and casual experience.
Awesome, awesome. So, you know, we got this email from Brian, and we definitely want to give some attention to this Twitch channel. You know, Conquest is very big within the scene. You know, it's kind of the staple due to the competitive scene, but there is definitely that love for people that play Assault or Arena, those that play Domination and Joust. Maybe not F-Dot, but everyone else in the community. So, you know, I do want to give this this stream some attention. So I will post the link in chat. Go out there, guys. Give them a follow. You know, check them out if you're real big into Arena. I know that from time to time we get a real big Arena players that come in and send us emails and stuff. So this channel sounds like it's right for you guys. So Smite Alternative. So make sure you guys check it out. Twitch.tv/SmiteAlternative. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and jump in to our esports update. And before we do, we're going to go ahead and jump over to the Smite World Championship All Access Backstage Tour with our man F-Dot. Stay tuned, guys.
Tom F-Dot Battinger here, joining you for another trip into the Smite World Championship 2015. So here we are in the actual auditorium of everything. We've got the big main screen, 2 screens on the side for the player cams. It's awesome. You can always see your players. We're in the middle of Video Village. All of this stuff is what controls the entire production. Such incredible stuff that I can't ever think about understanding, and that's Video Village. Here's the cosplay room. This is where everybody sort of gets everything together. We've got a lot of the glue guns, just everything kind of everywhere. Makeup guy right here makes everybody look good. That's Titus. Here we are here in the production room. A lot of crazy people here. We've got Anna and a lot of other people going on. This is where all the videos are made, all the graphics and all the stuff that you see on screen that isn't just a live game. It all comes together here and creates an awesome picture. Here we have the players boot camp area. This is where players sort of get ready for the next game or go through any drills they want to do with their teams and coaches. Right now we've got Snoopy smiting real hard, left clicking like an ADC should, right here in the back. All right, guys, that's it for the backstage tour of the Smite World Championship 2015. Hopefully next year you can be here.
Alrighty. Well, enjoyed that quite a bit. Our man F-Dot, look at you. I like that you called it Video Village, by the way. Were you asked
That's what it's called.
That's what it looks like.
Video Village. It was cool. So great job on the video, by the way. That was really cool.
Good job.
Yo, thanks, man.
That's right. So you did work. You did work at SWC. See?
Believe it or not, I did some work.
Yeah.
But did you guys see the Tony Hawk Pro Skater rail grind at the end?
I did see that. I was so hoping you would fall back on your face. I'll be honest with you. I was like, I hope this turns around.
I recorded it a couple of times.
Oh man, oh man. All right, so guys, we're gonna jump into SWC. Those of you guys that, you know, I got a chance to check it out. It was a blast. All 3 of us went. We had a ton of fun. It was kind of the highlight of this past week. So let's talk about it. Let's kind of start out and talk about some of the matchups, some of the teams. But actually, let's rewind it there a little bit. Let's just talk about the overall, the setup, the venue, the layout, the hype, the community. Let's just kind of get your overall kind of quick review of it. So, Smitten, I'll throw it over to you first. SWC as a whole, what did you find from it?
It was so hype. Oh my god. Okay, so it was held at the Cobb Energy Center, as you guys know. You like get to the venue and it's got this like giant circle drive in the middle, and it's like kind of like an asymmetrical kind of building. There's like windows everywhere, and there's just like I got there and they were putting on the different gods on like the windows and stuff like that. You walk in and there's just, oh my god, it's so beautiful. I don't even know where to start. It was massive. There were lights. There were people. Ah!
Can you please make that noise again?
No. Never. Now that you asked.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was amazing. Yeah, things happened. The stage was enormous.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. How
that
about?
sounded like ominous.
I know.
Yeah.
The stage was gigantic.
Quick, the stage is big. What? What is that supposed to be?
God.
Did I miss something?
Chad, he's so mean to me. He's so mean to me.
Did I miss something?
That's right.
Yeah, you
That's
missed
right.
something. You missed your cue to shut up, nerd.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I can definitely agree. The venue was light years better than the what was the launch tournament one called? What was the name of that one? You guys remember?
Center stage.
Yeah. So you know, center stage was a good launching pad without a doubt. But it was really cool to be able to have it at the Cobb Energy Center. To find out that it was sold out was even cooler. The venue was very large. The layout was really cool. There was a lot of open space, which kind of made it nice. It wasn't like shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of nerds. The Hall of the Gods was super cool as well. The Hall of the Gods was a separate large room available that kind of had like your sponsors in there, cosplay, a secondary stage, Xbox gameplay, free Red Bull, swag bags, stuff like that. Yeah, so that was cool as well. Talking a little bit about like the stage and production and stuff like that, I'd have to say one of the cooler things about the production was I personally feel was having those player cams, because I loved having the opportunity to watch the players' reactions when something occurred. Yeah. Oh my. How about the fact about Jeff Hindela hitting that like pool with Sylvanas? He wasn't even trying. He's like, I just kind of went for it. I was hoping for the best, and it was like, I don't know what's his name.
Jeff Hindela.
I mean, it was amazing. I mean, backstage people were just like floored at it. To be honest with you, the fact that he actually hit it, so it was sick.
What was his name again?
Yeah, which player are we talking about?
The shaggy-haired Canadian.
Which one?
Forget. Oh man.
The one that's a few dollars.
Octane, say it. Octane.
The guy that's a few dollars. Nope.
Say it, Octane Pro.
I can't perform under pressure. I'm sorry. So that was a ton of fun.
Have you ever like completely wiped out on yourself before, Smith?
Nope.
Have you ever So Jeff Hindler did hit an amazing pull. It was fantastic. Very, very cool stuff coming out of the SWC from those guys. I mean, the game sets were really, really, really exciting. I have to talk about how OMG actually turned up.
Right.
OMG showed up, and I mean, everybody was sort of expecting like, they're gonna lose. See you later. And like, well, they did, but they showed up. They came ready to play.
Yeah.
And, like, it was surprising and exciting, and they almost beat Titan, which was really fun. So like, that was exciting to me, and it, like, a lot of people, we talked about this. A lot of people complained about having Latin America, Brazil, and China there because they're like not at the same caliber as the North American, European teams, and you know, we saw them. They certainly didn't play as strong as some of the North American and the European teams that we're used to seeing. But it's about setting the precedent and about looking towards next year. Yeah. And I feel pretty damn confident about next year after seeing like OMG and those guys come out and turn up, and it's like, all right, look, you might not have been perfect this year, but damn.
You have the series potential to be scary next year.
Yeah, that was something that, you know, the first few games that were going on Friday, they were kind of steamrolls, and it was kind of rough for some of the, you know, as F. had said, you know, China, Brazil, Latin America. Starting out, let's say with game like match 1 and 2, which was, you know, COG versus DID and SK versus We Love Bacon. But as you had said, like once we got into match 3, Titan versus OMG, you know, OMG definitely came to play. And it was kind of rough, but as time went on, it was kind of, you know, cool to start to see some of like the DID versus We Love Bacon, or the OMG versus Name Not Found. They were a little bit closer going on there, but those were some great games. But I share the same feeling that F. and Smitten do, where it comes down to next year, everybody should be on that same like playing field. So I'm definitely excited to see, you know, what the outcome is next year when we're at this exact same point. What about some of the round 3 games, which was like COG Red versus SK and Titan versus COG Prime? What'd you guys think of those?
I always like watching SK Gaming play. Like, even when they lose, they play well. It's exciting to see them come out and do what they do. Cog Red was fun, and I need to preface this with something, but I can't think of anything to solve. I liked seeing Cog Red lose.
Bum bum bum.
It's okay. You and me both.
Time, dude.
You and me both.
All the time. It was really cool to see somebody else win for a change.
Yep.
And like, especially like Cog Prime, you know, just sort of like.
Been seen forever, man.
Yeah, and like Cog Prime, you know, I was talking about this to somebody that like didn't quite follow Smite super hard.
Yeah.
Like, in the finals, we have Titan, the amateur team that beat the pros to get here, beat the pros to the world finals, and then like Cognitive Gaming, previous dominators of the scene, their sister team that was put there just to like make them better.
Yeah.
Usurp them, and then Cog Prime's like, nah, son, we're still #1. This is worlds. It was like such a good story, and like my heart goes out to Divios and all the other dudes on that team. Like, sorry y'all couldn't win, but like.
You won a lot.
Shake it up.
It was really nice because during the Pro League, it was very much a Cog Red dominance, like 17-3. Yeah. So when we jumped into Worlds here, it was nice to see that it wasn't just a steamroll. You know, round 1 they did very well versus DID, but then jumping into like round 3 where it was versus SK, it was really nice to see that 17-3 record challenge to the point where, wow, they got knocked down, and let's see what happens here. So it was awesome. It was awesome to see that occur. So I am in the same boat as you were there to see them. And I will have to say it was really nice to see them go against Cog Prime as well. Like, that was one of the highlight series without a doubt.
That was a really fun matchup. Just because like you know that certain secrets are known by each other on those two teams, but not all of the secrets are known by each other on those two teams. And there's a little bit of oomph involved. Like, you know, Cog Prime, none of them have said it. I'm sure none of them will say it, but when you get beat by the sister team that was drafted so you could scrim and get better, and they're all 15, and you just get beat repeatedly, you gotta feel that.
Yeah.
You have to think about that.
It hurts right in the ego.
Yeah, like, that's gotta be a thing. And, like, coming out and, like, doing that, because, I mean, Divios is arguably the best solo laner in the world.
My word, you better believe it.
A lot of those players on Cog Red are some of the best players in the world. And being able to, like, overcome that and beat that for Cog Prime, that meant a lot more. Sure, it got them to the finals. I think that meant a lot more than the finals to Cog Prime. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can completely agree. It was almost like the Cog Red Cog Prime series was almost like a mini finals, to be honest with you. You know, it was. I mean, it was huge, and the hype was real, and it was great that it wasn't just a 2-0, that it was a 2-1. I mean, that was awesome as well on day 2 there. And then let's talk about day 3. We had Cog Red versus SK. That was a 2-0. I was kind of surprised about that, to be honest with you.
I was too, man.
I was expecting from the SK that we've seen in the past, through the TSM Invitational, through the season, then jumping into Worlds, knocking out Cog Red, you know, at one point, or down to the losers bracket, then losing to them. That was kind of rough. But let's talk about the big one here. How about the 3-2 finals?
Okay. Dude, okay, no, I was in the Smite game chat, like, I was, like, right there watching it, you know, talking to chat at the same time, and I, like, Cog Prime had gone 2-0, right? First, I mean, they just completely demolished, and I was like, man, come on, guys, like, there's no way that you can, like, 3-0 this. I mean, that'd be fine, and you would legitimately win, but, like, where's the entertainment value, you know what I mean? And I was like, chat, we're going into game 4, I felt it. Something in my bones told me we're going into game 4. Ugh! I proved, like, all 84,000 of you wrong.
It was very exciting, not only for viewers, but also even just for, like, the business side of it, just to see it not just go, like, 3-0 done, to see that go. And it was crazy, because backstage, during that entire time period, you know, production was talking what numbers we were going to hit, and as just the games went by, the viewership was just growing and growing and
Yep.
growing. Started out at like 60 and then grow up to like 84 was amazing. And it was outstanding to see. I mean, the 2 first games, just exactly what you talked about, were amazing. And then we see like Titan kind of pull out Ares. And it was just like unbelievable to see the difference. You all right? What are you excited about over there?
Oh, Seattle, come on.
Oh my word! Stop watching traditional sports. We're talking about esports here. Esports, traditional sports.
One of the biggest things about the finals that
Focus.
I really
Game
love-
3.
one of-
Game 3, Ares.
One of the biggest things about the finals that I really love was that I was right.
That you were right. Did you predict this in the finals? Please tell me you did not pick Cog Prime versus Titan.
I picked
You did not. There's no way.
Titan versus Cog Prime. Titan wins in 5 during the SPL.
Oh, you're crap. Nope.
Where?
I don't believe
where's
it.
your
I
proof?
know. Where's your bracket? Did you submit your bracket? Did you submit your brackets to Curse so you could win
Go
like the
look at my
10,000?
VODs.
Yeah.
Go look at my VODs.
Uh.
But seriously, Titan versus Cog Prime. I figured that would happen. I honestly thought Titan would win it in 5.
Ooh.
And
It almost
and
happened.
I said Cog Prime will win the first 2. Titan will win the next 3. Because
Rip.
this is the Team Titan. We've watched these guys play, right? And so Titan doesn't rely on a single player, right? Oh, depending on it's really funny. You talk to different people in the scene, different analysts, and one well-respected analyst will be like, "Dude, it's super obvious. Repicos runs that team." And another well-respected analyst will go, "Dude, it's super obvious. Pretty Prime runs that team." And another one will go, "Dude, it's Murder or Kanye Life. Duh." And that's the beauty of that team. So what happens is you can't kill, for argument's sake, Lazes or Zapman and then win because they're on tilt and Anatoly can't bring it back together. That's not how Titan works. So what happens is they get bonked 2 games in a row, and then Bird and Captain Coach and the team as a whole figure out what's up. They make tweaks, they make decisions, they look at what's going on, and they're like, play some Ares. That's what
Yeah. It was
and then they
nuts.
win next 2 games. And like they are a team with a thought process. They think things through, and like I said, after losing 2, they see what you bring to the table, they know how to fix it, they know how to work with it, and that last game 5 was really close. And I was very excited, not just because, you know, I'm going to be that guy, but I was very excited just because it was an exciting set. It was exciting to watch. And that's the story that you want to see.
Yeah, it was. It really was. I mean, it was. I love how you say like the story there, because that entire finals was a story behind it between the 2 teams, and it made the experience really exciting. I mean, by the time game 2 was done, I was like, wow, like we're gonna get out of here early. Like, wow, this is gonna be over in no time, and it didn't. Like you said, 3 more games after that, so it was outstanding to watch. If you guys didn't have a chance to watch all 5 games, go watch them. They're on youtube.com/SmitePro. Every game is up there, trophy ceremonies up there, everything. If something's missing, you can blame me because I'm the guy who put it up there. So definitely go check those
Do you
out.
have the other content up there?
What?
Like the in-betweens?
No, I do not. I was not asked to put it up there, so I didn't put it up there. But as of right now, no, it's not the in-betweens. It's not like all that content. But my understanding is they're going to be coming out with that, just kind of like cutting it up and putting it out there. A lot of the stuff that you did, because you're in a lot of that stuff. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, that's, you know, I kind of wanted to like save that stuff.
Yeah, that's perfect for you. Trust me, good portfolio.
I mean, I just wanted to save it.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Look at it. All right. So outside of the competition aspect of it as well, you know, let's talk a little bit. We talked a little bit about the venue. Let's talk about Hall of the Gods. What did you guys think? Wow, you are so. You just like slide in.
Did you just zoom around your house in the chair? You have skis?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Zoom around your house in your chair like this?
No, I do it with my feet, like.
Oh god. You
So-
actually do. That's the
So let's talk about the Hall of the Gods here. We just finished up talking about the finals a little bit. So, Smitten, what were your thoughts about the Hall of the Gods? First impressions, everything that was there. What did you think? Give people a rundown.
It was really dark. That's the first,
Hall of
like,
the Gods.
what? That's the Xbox place.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
I
god.
just called it the Xbox room all
The
day.
Xbox room.
The Xbox room. Yeah. It was really dark, and there were green lights everywhere, but that's where, like, Curse was set up there, Logitech was set up there, that's where you got your swag bags. it was really cool. They had like tons of monitors like
Mhm.
set up around this like giant pillar in the middle, and everyone was just playing Smite on Xbox. So it was a pretty sweet venue, and they had like a little stage in the back with a
Mhm.
giant screen with the tournament on it. So it was really cool.
Yeah, it was nice that they had the tournament playing so that you could still kind of keep up to date with where they were at in the games and stuff. The sponsors were really cool, giving out a lot of free cool stuff, cool swag. Swag bags were there. Cosplay area was nice. Free Red Bulls we talked about. They also had, which was kind of different, was the 3D modeling there. We didn't really talk much about that, but what'd you guys think of some of those 3D models?
They were so cool.
Those were dope, and I'm really pissed I couldn't get one. I
Oh,
walked by that room so many times doing like interviews and stuff like that, and like I was like, yo, I can't wait to get one. Yeah. When I'm done, I'll come, and I couldn't get one.
yeah, they were super cool. I did pick up one of the Ymir, so it was cool to pick those up. They're super, super fragile though. Like you literally could shift like the styrofoam thing that they were in, and you could break off like an ear. Like they're not. Like they're not like these like crazy statues that you think. They're literally 3D models that they almost feel like somebody took like sand and compacted it together, because that's how it has that texture a little bit. It's kind of weird. So if you do get one or did get one, be careful with it. I even consider getting a glass case because I have a 2-year-old. So considering it.
Oh yeah, that's broken in a heartbeat.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. So that was really cool. Apparently, they had a handful of ones available there, and then my understanding with them as well was that they would be releasing a website where they would have all the gods that could be purchased moving forward. And so it was cool to see that they're starting to get into that a little bit. I'm happy because these are I'm the type of person that will buy these up. So which is super cool. So let's talk about Xbox One that was available there. Did anybody get a chance to play it?
Nope. I'm really upset too, man.
Did you get a chance to play it?
Yeah.
Well, it's not your first time either. I know you played it previously at the studio, right?
Yeah. I've played it before.
Okay.
It's great. It's great. It's a lot of fun.
Okay. So, little feedback. I had a chance to play. It was super cool. They had these nice little couches that you could play on. You could jump into a queue with other people at the event if you all kind of queued up at the same time. If not, it was a little bit easier just to do like practice arena. Me and 2 other people, they actually were trying to orchestrate like, hey, let's get you 5 together. Let's have you queue at the exact same time, and then it'll get you in. The gameplay was very fluid. It felt very easy. I mean, I'm not a big console gamer, but it was very easy to play. It was quite sensitive, I realized. I wasn't really ready for like going up the air store and trying to go ahead and, you know, hit his ultimate, because I'd like move the joystick and fly across the arena floor. So I think it would take some time to adjust the sensitivity quite a bit. But I really, really liked it. It was really nice. I feel like, and some people might jump down my throats a little bit, but I feel like FPS professionals or pros that play like Call of Duty Halo, I feel like this will be very easy for them, because it's very much like point click type of style, point shoot with your skill shots and stuff like that. So I thought it played very, very similar with hitting your abilities, and the controls were very close to what like Call of Duty and stuff like that. So I liked it. I think, but you're looking at me weird after that. You're looking at me weird, like I'm not right.
I mean,
He's not looking at you.
no,
He's watching the game.
No, it's a commercial.
Okay.
I mean, like you're definitely right. Just like, I mean, yes, people that are professional at using controllers will be good at a game using a controller.
You're such a smart ass. No, not at all. Because you can go from complete different game types, and it's not. I mean, everything's skill shot based, which is what first-person shooters are.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hate your smart ass remarks.
It was just a big duh to me, like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good job, Octane.
The only thing that I didn't like about the Hall of the Gods at SWC was I was anticipating 50, 100 Xboxes there for people to play. There was like 20 max,
like 8.
maybe 8.
100 Xboxes.
This is the first opportunity that the community gets to touch a Xbox with Smite, and they promote it, and they bring 8 Xboxes total for how many thousands of people that were there.
Right, but they kept that room busy.
That's fine, and I understand that. And okay, you don't want to oversaturate it with supply and demand. I understand that. That's fine. But like the fact that you couldn't even get a queue available because you know.
Or like
So you thought
having 100 Xboxes
so
just kind of like hanging out.
Let me step back. So you think 8 was enough?
It from what I saw, yeah, I wasn't in that room very often. There was always somebody on it.
Sure, why not? Give me a whole freaking room filled with it. So if anyone wants to touch an Xbox, it's available.
How much space 100 televisions, because that's what Xboxes are connected to, would take?
Okay, you realize that you could have given people, you could have given every one of them a 27-inch monitor with an Xbox on the table and set it up. Maybe 100's a little overkill, but how about 50?
What is this, DreamHack? Like 100 stations?
Why not? They had a whole second floor that was completely empty that they could have put it up there. Whole second floor.
I could see maybe 20.
20, okay.
I could see 20, not 100.
Okay. I'm sorry, but when you have Xbox available for the first time ever and you bring 8 Xboxes, I think it is undercutting the value of it. Like, it was interesting. I had a conversation with High-Risk Stu about it. Not about the amount of Xboxes there, but about just about the fact of will the Xbox gameplay and the community and the esports and everything be a stepchild to the Smite PC version? And he said that he actually was pondering that for a while because of the direction they were taking it. And, you know, I had asked, I said, are you hiring a whole different community team, esports team, tournament runs, you know, organization, everything, a whole group separate? Or are you keeping it all merged and blended together? And we had talked a little bit about it, and he had said, you know, there's value in keeping it blended, but it also does create that stepchild effect. Like, hey, they're the same, you know, stuff like that. When it's not really. Like, totally different communities, to be honest. You know, esports would be separate, especially because the gods aren't going to be released in sync when they're released on the PC and on the Xbox. There is going to be some delay between the two.
The way the game's played is different too, a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, like going from like keyboard and mouse to like
console,
it kind of changes a lot. So
that was a big question I'd asked him about it. Just like, are we going to see like separate communities, or is it going to stay blended? And he actually said that in all honesty, he said he's been putting thought into it, and he's not really sure the direction they're going to go at this point. I'm hoping that they don't blend it and just be like, oh, see, it's available on Xbox, and we also have, you know, and keep everything the same. But I'd be eager to get your thoughts on it, just because you're involved a little bit more with the business side and the back end side of some of the stuff with high res. What are your thoughts on keeping the communities blended, or actually separating them, different tournaments, you know, different everything?
I think it'd be very silly to sort of like separate the community. Like, you know, it's one community, it's one love for the game. That's really the ideal. And I mean, if you want to have like an Xbox only community tournament, like, cool, go for it. But like having an official schism between the two worlds is kind of awkward, because the ideal, right, when you make a game, you want everyone to be a part, right?
Sure.
So when you know, you sit there and like, you don't exactly count numbers of fans, but like you want that number to be as big as possible. And then you're like, yeah, let's expand our reach and not count it at all. Like, that'd be kind of silly. So at the end of the day, if like Nadeshot decides to play Smite on Xbox and he's like the best, he's better than PC players because he just, like, you know, was born with a Call of Duty controller in his hand. Well, awesome, good for him. You know, basically what I expect to see, and I mean, you know, it's a personal opinion.
Sure. Yep.
What I expect to see is Xbox will breed the interest, and the top players that want to compete in esports will transition to the PC. You can play on the PC with an Xbox controller. The UI is a little bit different. So that's, you know, that's a little bit like that. But it's an easy transition, and I kind of view it as something that would, you know, go along the lines of,
wow,
something
really?
that would go along the lines. I view it as something that would go along the lines of integration rather than like splitting the community. I think that's just a weird idea.
See, I have to disagree. Like, I feel like the fact that you expect the Xbox to just kind of be a fuel to fuel the PC side. Like, the Xbox should not be a gateway to new viewership and new members on the PC. Like, it shouldn't be that ugly stepchild.
Why not?
Because it's a whole separate opportunity for a whole console community to blow up on its own, be its own independent monster. I feel like I feel like not doing that is just saying, hey, thanks Xbox, we're just going to take a few more to the PC. You know, we're adding to our viewership, but you're not giving it its own opportunity to grow as a community and also as a competitive sport. I
disagree with, okay, I honestly, like, I'm very ambiguous about this. I don't really go either way, just because, like, they're two completely different platforms. I mean, from the get-go, like, PC console players are at war, like, from the get-go, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that we have to separate and segregate our community. Like, are you the console Smite player, or are you the PC Smite player? Like, we're all freaking Smite players, you know what I mean? Like, we can get real philosophical and very civil rights-esque with this conversation.
I mean, like, this is the Smite update. Do you want the Xbox Smite update?
You could.
Do you want?
They'd be a patch behind at all times. You have to remember.
Do you want the Xbox Smite Central? Do you want the Xbox tier monster?
You're gonna have that. You should naturally have that growth in a community if you allow it to flourish independently to build up on its own. Because long term, having two dominant communities compared to one big one with a little one that just is fueling that one is better overall. I mean, I think
got these objective phrases without a why. Why is that better?
Why is it better? Because you can have its own fueled community, building own community websites, having its own tournaments run. What else could we do? You know, Hi-Rez could take it and split in two separate directions. The same game.
That requires so much manpower, though, man.
I understand that, but I feel like releasing it on the Xbox and then going, thanks Xbox, we're just gonna release it over there, but we're just gonna keep you, you know, available and just keep releasing content that the PC has, but you're just one patch behind. And oh, if you want to play competitive, yeah, we throw around a few. I don't know. It's a lot of hypothetical. I think we could agree to disagree, to be honest with you.
I mean, you get $50, right?
Okay.
You get $50. 25 in PC Smite, 25 in Xbox Smite. You get like up to level 4 on each of them. Or you put $50 into Smite and you get level 8. Like I just don't see fragmentation is good. Fragmentation is always objectively bad. Take a look at Android. Android suffered for so many years, Android the mobile platform, because of fragmentation. So many, there were, well, my phone is Android 3.0, so there are web developers and app developers for 3.0 and then 4.0. But what about the guys on their Pantech with 2.5? They need separate. If all these developers worked on one Android stuff, you would have brolic stuff, which is now why Android is finally able to compete with iOS on a business side level, right? Fragmentation is always bad because it dilutes the amount of content, it dilutes the quality of content you can have in one arena because you're spreading yourself too thin instead of putting a bunch of butter on one piece of bread.
I get to use Lord of the Rings line. You ready for it?
Ready for it. Go.
Like just too little butter stretched over too much bread. Points if you know who that came from.
Orgasm.
No, exactly. That's exactly it.
Okay.
I mean, as a fan of Smite, I'm a fan of Smite the game, not the PC game. But I'm a fan of Smite the game, and I want to see it grow. And there are a number of people. I mean, look at who's involved with Smite right now. Drybear, community member. APC, Old Tribes player. I mean, me, community member. Kret, community member. Smitten, community member. You, community member. We're all members of the community that have come and enriched the Smite platform, product, whatever you want to call it, right? There are people out there that just don't play PC games, whether they can't afford a PC, they don't want to buy a PC, they don't warrant it, they only play Xbox, they just don't like mouse and keyboard, they prefer controller. We're opening the door to a whole nother group of players that have not experienced Smite previously. And if we shut the door to our community and say, no, you go do your own Xbox thing, we are potentially missing out on fantastic minds that we would not have been able to know of without it.
You're unbelievable. So I guess my question is then, if you don't see Hi-Rez or you don't see the benefit of splitting it, how do you envision Xbox, like from a community standpoint and an Xbox competitive standpoint, if you don't want them separate, you want them blended?
I mean, Golden Boy right there, perfect example. Golden Boy is primarily console oriented. He does a lot of Call of Duty stuff, a lot of Halo stuff. We bring him into the community. Scott Gandhi, perfect example.
Okay.
Scott Gandhi's a great mind. If we didn't bring it, if we weren't thinking about Xbox, would he have been as interested? I'm sure the answer is yes, but let's pretend it's no. We would have missed on his expertise. He's brought a lot to the game. So I mean, having a fragmented community, just you're excluding certain people, and it I don't know. It's just.
So how do you envision it though? You've told me the benefit. Not. Right. How do you envision it though? And the reason I say that is.
I gotta put a what face in the chat first, but yeah.
Okay, do that. Thank you. Well, the reason I say that is because how do you envision Xbox with Smite launching? I mean, it's gonna come out. You're gonna have a lot of bleed from PC gamers who have an Xbox One that want to play it, or vice versa. Was there a touchdown? Are you excited?
Real quick. The Seahawks were down by 19 points with 2 minutes to go. The score is now 22-19 Seahawks.
Mind blown. Mind blown.
But
what do you do, Basil?
Smite and you and I are in the same boat. It's okay.
So how do I envision?
Yeah, how do you envision it? How do you envision it? Is my question.
I mean, it's just an enrichment. Like.
Okay, so it's just a fuel for the fire overall. That's how you see it.
It's so. Like I said, I have a lot of friends that strictly play consoles, and this opens the door. This opens the door to to showing the game, right? And you don't introduce it as check out this game on Xbox. It's really cool on PC. Once you get there, check it out. Like, you know, that's not a thing, but it's sort of like you present the game as, hey, check out a really cool game, right? And a lot of people will play it, a lot of people will love it, and the people that really love it and want to become involved and enriched in the community and want to become like a part of what Smite is will find that out. They're going to go to their computer or their Xbox dashboard, excuse me, and Google Smite. And they're going to find twitch.tv/SmiteGame, and they're going to find tiermonster.com. They're going to find, hopefully, twitter.com/f.ny. You know, they're going to find these areas of the community, and they're going to want to be a part of it. And, you know, by saying, no, do your own Xbox stuff, do your own Xbox tournaments, do your own Xbox thingamajiggers, it's sort of like...
You had to cough.
You sort of convolute what you make it more difficult to follow Smite.
Okay.
I mean, one of the problems that Dota has, one of the problems that college football has for a casual viewer is, you know, if I want to watch League, I watch the LCS. You know, if I want to watch Smite, I watch the SPL. If I want to watch Dota, I got to go look up at the Dota wiki what league to watch that day. If I want to watch college football, I got to figure out Pac-10, Big East, Arizona Cactus League. Like, you got to figure all this stuff out. You can't just, I'm watching my favorite game. And that sort of like devolution is, it's overall bad. I would rather just have one brolic Smite community based, I mean, like, I guess based in PC, but just based in people that care about the game, be that, because that's, you have more resources in one spot.
Yeah, I think we'll, I think we'll have to look to see, you know, kind of what that looks like a year from now and how it develops and talk about it some more then. But yeah, no, I can agree. I agree with some things, disagree with other things, but that's okay. Right. We don't all have to agree. So moving on from there, any last things we want to talk about?
Big news.
Can we do the can we do the news like beep 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 beep
breaking news? 10:09 p.m. as of, well,
9 minutes ago.
Word, 9 minutes ago. Team Dignitas parts ways with the Smite team. So your team of Lazes, Toli, Zatman, etc., they're no longer sponsoring. I'll just read the press release. Today we have the sad duty of announcing the end of the Team Dignitas Smite team. Having reevaluated their plans for 2015, our Smite players have come forward and indicated their interest to create their own brand. Very exciting. We'll get back to it. We respect their decision and wish them the best of luck in their endeavor. We have released the players from their contracts and thank them for their service. In part, since joining us in mid-2013, most of all, we'd like to thank our fans in the Smite community that have stuck through us through highs and lows. So
there's a big statement in there that says create their own brand.
Yes, that is probably the biggest thing you're gonna get out of this press release. And well, that's the biggest thing
So
you're gonna get out of this press release.
So let's talk about it a little bit. You know, creating your own brand. Usually, you see, and what leading up to this point, you see groups of guys or groups of players, should I say, create a team. There's no organization usually around it. They usually come up with a fun name. They come out with a cool little logo. They get done and they play. They become pretty good. They gain some traction. An organization spots that traction if it's not only, you know, YouTube videos and content, but also it's doing very well in tournaments is usually what hinges it. And then an organization offers, you know, a contract with these players to, you know, help them out with travel, help them out with viewership, help them out with, you know, with gear, stuff like that. And then, you know, we see things flourish. Well, it's interesting here because these players went through that life cycle, all these guys, a lot of veteran guys there, but then they're deciding something different to go, okay, we've enjoyed the ride with Team Dignitas. We've enjoyed a ride with an organization, but we're going to jump off that wagon and create our own brand, which is almost like going full circle a little bit to a degree. What do you guys think about this? I mean, it's
I'm really curious. I want to know like what this new brand is. I want to know just like what they plan on doing because it's all like, oh, hush, hush, super secret.
Yeah.
You know, they dropped a major sponsor or a major, you know, contract like.
One of the biggest names in the competitive scene up to SWC was Team Dignitas. You know, definitely one of the bigger names out there. It not only was content, it also was with the brand that the players were building around themselves. You saw a huge brand built around like Lassus, Zapman, and Anatoly. You know, there's some big names. They've been in the scene a long time. You know, we've seen Zapman doing a lot of YouTube videos himself. These guys are huge on Twitter. If you saw them at the event, you know, they had huge followings, huge lines of people to say hello to them, shake their hands, take pictures. They built their own independent brands, but now they're kind of they're doing something which is really cool, and it looks like what they're doing is saying my brand's big enough now and our collective brand as a whole is big enough now that we can do our own thing. What do you think, F. Dot?
Really curious, man.
You've been a little quiet.
It's because he's dying.
I wish them the best of luck in the future.
What a political statement.
Creating their own esports team.
Yep.
I think they're smart guys.
Yeah.
I think that Lazes, Zapman, Anatoly, namely, they're very intelligent people. They get it. Creating a brand, creating a esports organization from the ground up is an incredible undertaking.
Yeah.
And it is going to demand
a lot of time
from the guys. And I hope that they have a staff, because if they plan on playing and separately building an organization from the ground up on their own, it will be one of the most difficult things we've seen people do in the Smite scene thus far.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's a lot of intelligence and a lot of talent on that roster, so I'm not saying it's a complete... If Exposed Secrets dropped Fnatic and said the same thing, I would laugh at them in the face. They can't do it. Dignitas, you know,
yeah,
they're smart dudes. This is a huge undertaking, and I wish them luck. I hope they succeed, but it's definitely going to be an uphill battle. I think that if anybody could succeed at this, it would be Dignitas.
Yeah.
Or what the team previously known as Dignitas, but it's tough. It's definitely tough.
Yeah, those are a lot of questions, you know, good questions there, you know, the business side of it. Will they, you know, I don't know these guys' backgrounds. Maybe they have strong business backgrounds in there, you know, big marketing backgrounds in there. Are they going to have certain people reaching out to sponsors, trying to build sponsor relationships and then pick up sponsors to help pay for like team houses and stuff like that? Or are they going to stay separate? You know, do they have, you know, people that are going to be, you know, building those relationships with the sponsors? You know, who's going to, you know,
they have to have somebody helping them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, if they're wanting to, you know, be relevant current in season 2, then they're going to need some actual like administrative help just in the background in order to get everything set up so that way the only thing they have to really focus on is just, you know, season 2. I'd be really surprised if they were doing this by themselves.
There's real big pros and cons with like being part of an organization there. For example, like I saw the other day, like Lass has had issues with his computer, so one of their sponsors just shipped him a computer. Like that's huge for him in that situation. Where is if you drop an organization like Dignitas that has the sponsor, a PC sponsor right there and available, well, hey, when you have a PC issue, if you don't have that avenue available, you're spending your own money and you got that downtime available. So, there's pros and cons for all that types of stuff. As you said, I would hope that there would be someone helping them because it's going to be a lot of work. I think it'll be great for them to see how big it grows into. Having your own brand is a big deal. So it'll be cool. It'll be something different because it's like gone completely that full circle as I was talking about. So I'm eager to see if this takes off and does very, very well for them.
Right.
Any last comments from you guys?
Crazy.
It's
like perfect timing for the SmiteUpdate show. They like release that like at 10:09.
Thanks, guys.
That's right.
Thank you, Dignitas, for
They were
timing
like-
that perfectly just for us.
That's right. Man, they're so good at this. So
They're good at their job, man.
Jumping back to SWC, was there anything else you guys wanted to close out about that? Anything thoughts on maybe the sponsors that were there, or just trying to think if there's anything else that stands out to you guys about SWC?
Other than it was amazing, and I don't know why you guys weren't there.
Yeah, no, the Smite World Championship was fantastic. Very happy to see the level of production. Very happy to see the people that we got to bring on. Working with Golden Boy was like great fun. He's sort of like a veteran, if you will, of this young industry, and he did great. And being able to work and talk to him was pretty dope. I think everybody really performed fantastically as far as like our casters and stuff.
Yeah.
And just being able to see everything come together was really, it was a dream, and we got to see it. So 10 points to everybody involved.
10 points to Gryffindor.
10 points to
More nerd
everybody
cred.
that got to be a part of it. And if you watched from home or came to it, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, you guys made it happen.
84,000 during the finals on Twitch.
Yeah. How many people? I didn't see how many people did the Cobb Energy Center hold. Did any of you guys know a number there at all?
4K, I think.
4K. Awesome.
Yep.
Very cool. Before we go ahead and jump to our next topic here, just something to talk about with Season 2 starting here. It was talked about a little bit at SWC, and then Stu kind of made a post the other day saying Smite eSports 2015 will keep climbing higher. More details soon. SPL Spring qualifiers start end of the month. So, we're already at the 18th here. So pretty much the next 2 weeks max, that'll be the end of the month. So I would hope that we would see an announcement from Hi-Res Studios this week regarding the structure, dates. I'm really eager. I know F. knows more than we do. Not asking him to spill it, but I'm really eager to see if they keep the same format as last year or if we see something a little different, because I know last year was quite interesting to say the least. Any thoughts on Season 2 and it starting?
Should be soon. I think it's going to be sooner rather than later, just to, get the ball rolling. Everybody, off seasons are a necessary thing in, traditional sports, but I literally follow a Twitter that counts down the days till pitchers and catchers report for MLB. Like,
oh my god.
Off season is rough for fans, and like Smite, like we just.
It's like waiting for Game of Thrones. It's waiting for the new season of Game of Thrones. Just like sitting there, like,
like I need a little cool down period after SWC, right? Like that was a lot of my excitement points. But,
Yeah.
I've got excitement for all of us.
I think I'm ready.
Yeah, I can agree.
I'm already ready. I'm pumped. Ready to see some more tournaments, man.
Yep. I think it'll be awesome. I'm really looking forward to some of the teams that do emerge. A lot of teams come together last minute, and then they end up being, pretty crazy. Eager to see some Challenger Cup kind of wild cards that we weren't expecting go far. So that'll be exciting as well. So, guys, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break before we jump into the patch notes here. Stick with us. We'll see you guys in just a minute.
Looking for a feeling, scared you're never gonna find it. It's on the tip of your tongue, and you've been dying to ignite it. Ain't no color in the world that can make you feel so light.
All right, guys, we are back, and we're going to go ahead and jump into talking about the new Conquest map currently in PTS here. I'm joined with my co-hosts here, F.Dot and Smitten. We just went ahead and finished talking about the Smite World Championship. Now we're going to go ahead and dive into, the new Conquest map, and then also talk about the patch that came out while all three of us were at SWC. So I'm going to throw it over to Smitten. Get your thoughts on the new Conquest map. Some things that you like, you don't like. Go for it. What do you got? It's all yours.
First of all, the the map is amazing. It's the same map. Like there's still a solo lane, a mid lane. There's still a jungle. There's still a duo lane. But they've switched around some buffs. They changed
Yep.
the way gold functions under tower. They've done a lot, man. I'm probably more hype about the Gold Fury flying around for the first minute and a half before the tournament zero. But
Yeah.
I'm ADHD, so I was just like, oh my god! I like followed him around a whole bunch, got killed.
This is kind of what I expected from High Res, kind of like after launch, like last March. You know, they got out kind of like the core basics of the game, like, but then the little details, like exactly what you're talking about. Like, yeah, the Gold Fury appears after, you know, so long. Well, now it's flying around and comes in off the one coast where the ships are at.
It's part of the scene. It's
Yeah,
like part of like the whole build-up.
Sure,
Like,
sure. I'd say the immersement in the world around you is just amazing. Like, so the graphics are a big one there. What else to you outside of the graphical video look to it?
Gameplay is actually really, really interesting. I've been tinkering around with some ideas of Hindu Man's, and it's actually kind of working. And I can't wait to actually discuss like some potential meta shift. So
Okay.
It's pretty hype. We'll get into that in just a little bit.
Sure.
But first and foremost, probably the most notable thing about the Conquest map, other than how beautiful it is buff changes.
What?
There's buff changes. Okay, so it used to be on the map that's currently live in our clients, not on the PTS, the old map. It has 4 blue buffs, right? It's got 2 on each side, 1 next to duo, 1 next to solo. Well, what they did is they stripped the blue buff away from the duo lane, and so now the blue buff is only available in solo lane. So what they replaced it with instead is it's now a purple buff. First of all, hype, because it's like my favorite color in the world.
We can't tell. We can't tell. You wear purple like every week.
I'm sorry. White girl moment there. Anyways, the buff changes, yes. So speed used to be like movement speed and attack speed in the old map. In this new map, speed has been actually split up between movement speed and attack speed. It is the attack speed buff that is next to dual lane now. So just based on that simple fact, you could already imagine like the amount of changes that you're gonna see in the game. Like, oh, I can't wait. I'm so hyped for it. Second of note thing, in my eyes at least, is the gold under tower penalty. Used to be that if the tower shot one of the minions, you could not receive any gold from that minion. You'd still get experience, but no gold. It would strip the gold away completely.
Correct.
Well, in this current map, the way they have things set up right now is if the tower hits it, you still get half of the amount. So when you're by yourself, like the archers are like 16 or 12, 16 gold or something like that. So you'd be getting like 6 or 8 gold out of it. So like that changes like just how aggressive the lanes have to be. Like, it doesn't matter. If you are getting pushed into your tower, there's really no penalty other than half the gold you would have got out in the lane. Yeah. So there's gonna be a lot of different like tactics being used as far as like trying to deny experience and gold to your enemies. So I imagine a lot of zoning. That's what people have been talking about a bunch.
Yeah, more zoning versus pushing the lane, which is going to be quite different. I'm excited to see how that works out. There's been quite a few like videos out from people. There's been a few articles out from people. The one that caught my eye the most, I linked in chat, which was exploring Conquest in Season 2 from Smite Central. They did a really good one and just kind of going over like how it's going to create this different zoning effect versus pushing, where and then you kind of will rotate left or right to a buff or to a, and it's going to, you know, change that up quite a bit. So I'm excited, a little like eager to see what it's going to be like. So there's a lot of features that are different, even little things like this Smitten that'll make a big difference.
They make all the difference in the world. It's like whenever you're like a Smite fanatic like I am, you know the game pretty intricately. Just seeing like these tiny changes or in your mind are just like massive. Yeah. But they really, the changes really are going to affect the way that things are functioning. Hindu Man was talking to me about the map and talking to a couple other people about like positions. So, you know, normally in mid you have a mage, in solo depending, you know, you're either like a warrior or a mage or something like that. In duo, you have your, you know, your tank and then your ADC. Okay. Well, Hinduman tossed out this idea since attack speed goes to duo lane now. Like having like a warrior and a mage, like a warrior support and a mage in the duo lane, having an ADC in solo lane where blue buff is. Like ADCs are so incredibly dependent upon mana, especially early game, to like help with their wave clear. So and then just having like a normal mid and a normal jungle. It's actually, I've tested it out for several hours and it actually is really good.
Okay, that's interesting.
Works out really well.
So go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna ask him exactly.
It's on the PTS, so I don't care.
So until it hits, okay.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we're gonna theory craft our faces off, and then tomorrow a new item's gonna come out that gives hunters unlimited mana, and everybody's gonna get the finger put in their face.
Oh,
like,
don't say that.
That's kind of what happens with this stuff. I mean, this is the first time I've ever played the PTS on stream, just because, or at all. I had to download the PTS on Smite game. Like, I'm not a PTS dude because everything's always changing.
Yeah.
Especially with the public test realm server. So I'm not a PTS dude.
Yeah.
I'll comment on it just for a thought experiment.
Oh, how nice of you. We appreciate you taking the time.
I could see hunters move over to the solo lane,
Interesting.
but it's... so, like, hunters in the solo lane already have a similar idea, right? The solo lane is essentially an oven. You stick somebody there that kind of sucks until 20 minutes. You want it to get farmed up. So, like, your Chronoses, your Hercules, dude, just go over there, call me when you get 4 items, we'll come hurt people. Deal? Deal. Sounds good. Hunter kind of does the same thing. You know, stay in your lane, call me when you start critting people or hitting people real hard, and we'll hurt people. Deal? Deal. Problem. Hunters on the solo lane mean no early Gold Furies. You put your hunter in the solo lane, I put my hunter in the duo lane, I kill you, I take a Gold Fury and laugh at you.
But it also usually means, especially like since there really aren't very many people out there testing this meta, so I can't really see, like, you know, they're using the same strategies that we are right now because nobody's really using it yet.
Yep.
But in my experience, like having like me as the ADC and solo lane, you get that tower really early. We're talking like way on like around like 5-6 minutes, about the time you'd want to.
Yeah, because they can as soon as they clear that wave and they have the opportunity to push in with minions, they can burn that tower.
Exactly.
It's not like a Hercules.
It's different than an assassin.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing as Bakasura solo or Kali solo.
Well, Loki, yeah. Okay.
There's no difference. I
can see
hunters
that.
have been in the solo before.
Yeah.
It's not like a brand new thought process.
Smitten.
Apollo solo was Game Hunter's like go-to for a long time. So I don't know. I think that what we're going to see is a more fluid game. The option to put a hunter in the solo lane will be there. It always has been there. Zelia and Game Hunter both bring hunters into the solo lane frequently. So it's nothing new, it's nothing groundbreaking. But I just think that blue buff is better off with a mage that'll do it, because you can put a hunter in the solo lane and do everything like that, but you can't just shove Chunga in the duo lane because she's going to run out of mana.
Yeah.
These characters that sit in the solo lane that do well, assassin.
That's why you put people like Kronos or Freya, who actually benefit greatly off of the speed buff, or an Ao Kuang or somebody like that.
Kronos can do it because Kronos doesn't incur any mana. Kronos doesn't need the blue buff. Freya can do it as well. Freya is like one of the exceptions that sits in the hunter lane. And to be fair, these are 2 characters that emulate the hunter role that we've already seen. You know, you can't just put like a Kukulk in there.
Yeah.
Bet you could though.
Because he's just gonna run out of mana. You know, he's just gonna run out of mana.
Sure.
See it in it'll work. You know, so it's one of those things where, like, I think we'll see a more fluid game than we're used to, but I don't think that pretending that this current iteration and no changes are gonna happen, which is false, but going with a thought experiment here, pretending in this situation, I think that we'll have a fluid game, but not necessarily that, like, you know, we're gonna see hunters in the solo lane, because there are too many ripple effects Gold Fury all by itself, you can't rush the Fire Giant like you could rush a Gold Fury. So you're giving up the potential early Gold Fury unless you stick an Assassin in there. And if you have a Hunter and an Assassin in your lanes, then what do you put in the jungle? Then you have to put a Warrior in the jungle, which means your ganks are going to be less prevalent because you can't really burst down as much with a Hercules as you can a Kali.
Yeah.
So there's so many butterfly effects with just moving these simple things that I think the game will be a lot more recognizable than people expect, but we will see changes.
Yeah,
But
without a doubt.
I will say that whenever I did do like standard meta that we have right now in the old Conquest map, whenever I did that with Cupid, oh my god, like this map actually makes Cupid good.
Don't
like
say
the
that.
way it's
Don't
set
say
up,
that.
it actually makes Cupid good.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean it's something that I've been that I've been talking about a little bit. I don't think that Golden Bow is exactly like the way to go, but it's a thought, and attack speed helps the lower clear hunters clear better instead of mana, because gods like Apollo, Neith, Transcendence, Uller will still be able to clear the wave with one shot, right? You think about what Neith does. She needs a weave down on the ground and explode to clear the wave, no problem. Uller needs Transcendence, that's a different story. Apollo, so beautiful, right? Apollo's a great example. You so beautiful, clear the wave. You mez, you dash, all of a sudden you're at like 30% mana, dude. All you can use your mana for is clearing the wave. And if you get punished,
which is why like, but
Go
that's why putting ADC in solo lane would be rather beneficial.
Hey, F-Dot, I thought you said you didn't theory craft.
I mean, this is...
Well,
I'm not gonna theory craft that because it's not on.
beat it.
Yeah, I mean,
And now he's like, he's deep into it. He's like into it.
I'm getting involved in the thought experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like it.
that's
so
good.
the
You're thinking.
punishment for
That's an
hunters
upgrade.
making mistakes, whether it be like you mirror wall, I'm forced to dash out, or I get stunned, I'm forced to mez. That's when, all right, now you got to play a little safer. Yeah, you could put the hunter in the soul lane, but that's a crutch, and you're sacrificing by putting your hunter in the soul lane. So, it's sort of like the old Fatalis thought on hunters. Is Fatalis good for hunters? Yeah, totally, dude. You're gonna left click, and it helps you left click. It's fantastic.
That helps you left click.
But you're sacrificing so much damage by picking up that Fatalis that you're better off just being better and hitting your stuff and using your abilities to catch up.
Yeah.
Same idea. Sure, you could put your hunter in the solo lane, give them blue buff, and allow them a little more leeway with mistakes and extraneous spells and stuff like that. But you could just be better in the hunter lane and put your mage that needs the blue buff in that lane. So,
Okay.
So it's yes, but it's more of a crutch than anything else.
Okay. So, I can understand where you guys are both coming from on that one, actually. So, some of the things that kind of stood out to me that just from watching the video, I know they did like a dev one as well. I read there are a few articles out there on it, some videos. I like that, and this is just little stuff, and this might not apply to everybody, but they're adding landmarking type of kind of features into it to make it easier for all levels of players, but mostly for new players, where they're landmarking things like the left and the right side. You're going to see quite different. One has the lava flow. The other one is kind of your coast with the boats and everything there. They also have a Gold Fury, kind of like godly pillar from heaven coming down over top of Gold Fury. So at any given time, you're going to see that there. And with Fire Giant, you have this like ongoing fire with smoke coming up from it. So it'll be very easy. So I think those types of things are really cool. They're kind of hitting a few different angles on the benefit of that. Other stuff I saw was, and it looked like it from how they trimmed a lot of the jungle, was just making it more spacious, it seemed like, in the jungle. And less kind of restrictive. I don't know if I know, Smitten, you've played it. I thought you've seen it, but I don't know if you've played it. Did you notice that at all, Smitten, when playing it? Just a little bit wider?
I think it's actually sort of like an optical illusion almost. The buildings were a lot taller in the last map, so like they've been cut in half, and like the artwork that's like defining the walls is it's a little more clean and a little more 3D, if you will. So.
Okay, interesting. And then go ahead.
That's exactly it. The distance, everything is like exactly the same. It just seems you know, seems bigger because it's shorter, like Smith said.
Okay, cool. Something else I noticed too that I was seeing, the Fire Giant's going to have some different abilities. What were your thoughts on that, Smitten, when you did Fire Giant in the PTS?
I died to it the first time. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I was halfway like trying to pay attention to the game and make sure I was in position and doing things I needed to do to get the objective. But it's also like mostly just looking at the artwork and the and his like attacks instead of like trying to survive. So
because he doesn't do the lava burst, like the lava kind of AOE anymore is not there from what I saw, and I was seeing also that you need to kind of
AOE, but...
And you also need to like be moving at certain abilities that he uses, so you're not directly hit by it. So it's
like
interesting. That's what I was exactly gonna say. It reminds me of like a raid boss where instead of the Fire Giant now, where you're pretty much just spamming your damage while looking around and waiting in for the enemy team to come from what angle and stuff like that. Yeah, it's interesting. What are your thoughts on that, F. Just adding in different abilities to the Fire Giant. You play WoW that are kind of similar to that raid boss atmosphere.
It's cool. I don't think it has like a huge impact.
Okay.
Like, you know, he always had like a knock up. Now it can knock up more people. Like I don't know. It's definitely it's one of those things that like it's an improvement, but it's not going to drastically change the game.
Okay.
It's just something else you got to look out for. I think it's pretty cool.
Okay, cool. And then the other thing I saw here was they're changing the way with the mobs with leashing, and the regen of the health. What was your experience with that, Smitten, in the PTS?
Honestly, I didn't pay much attention to it.
Okay.
I do know that if you go without the or go outside the ring that indicates like how far they can travel, I do believe they get reset, but like they don't go instantly back to full health. I think there's a regeneration effect. I didn't really notice that much because I wasn't a jungler, so.
Okay. Yeah, it was quite interesting. Just like you talked about, the leashing, that'll change a little bit, especially with Gold Fury and Fire Giant. Whereas if you go outside that circle and you drop out of it, the Fire Giant or Gold Fury will reset. That's not going to be the case anymore. So if you got the Fire Giant down to half health or quarter health, and then all of a sudden you see the other enemy team coming in, and you're like, okay, let's retreat out and have it reset, it won't do that. The Fire Giant will run back, still have half health, and will have a regen of his health slowly in order to get back up to full health. So it's going to be quite interesting, to be honest with you, to see what that affects. And how that ends up going. So that was kind of things I noticed about the new map, some of the changes that were going on. You pointed out the buff camps, as well as the graphical look to it, which I think looks awesome. I like how they put so much detail into like.
Yeah, I mean, it's like as far as the art's concerned.
Oh my word, it's. But see, it's crazy stuff like this. Like, I feel like Smite more and more is just pushing that envelope with the graphics and just enhancing them more and more, especially with the new engine. But then, like, you look at. I don't want to, like, other MOBAs out there that I just feel like they're, graphical-wise, there's only so far they can take it. So I feel like Smite really has an opportunity to really push that envelope with what they have now available to them. So it's awesome. Really excited for it. So let's go ahead. We'll jump over to the patch that came out on the 14th. I'll throw it over to Smitten to go over some of the highlights, and we'll dive into the new God coming out, too.
Well, the beautiful thing about this is that I haven't looked at the patch notes. I played one game on the live client right now.
Okay.
And I didn't know like there were like huge god changes, which apparently there were. So we're all in this together.
Awesome.
First thing is obviously Hu Yi. Is that how you pronounce
Hu
it?
Yi.
Hu Yi.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right, thank you. That took just like 7 seconds.
I know, delayed.
Anyways, Hu Yi's really interesting. I tried him out. Actually, I was trying to record for YouTube, and I was just doing like a warm-up Hu Yi game, just kind of like figure out like what he feels like, so I know what I'm talking about. Lassus was in my game, so like like on my YouTube, it's like a live first, like how to fail in like a really long time. But yeah, Hu Yi feels really awkward. I'm not really sure why, but let's go into the abilities a little bit. This passive says after taking a crit, Hu Yi can be critically hit again for 3 seconds. So obviously that works really well in the boxing of the ADCs.
Yeah.
But his one, wait.
He's got something to say.
If you're building crit.
Yeah.
If you're building your ADC incorrectly, basically. Is what
okay.
Ricochet is his #1 ability. Really weird, kind of a cool like ability, just like the pathway that it takes. It's a line target, like it's just like a line damage, but if you bounce it off walls or things like that, I think it's actually just walls that you can bounce off. There's nothing else that it can bounce off of. Anyways, it does like extra damage and like can reach like a lot further. I don't know, it was really complicated and awkward, and I didn't like I hadn't quite figured it out yet, so.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that I've noticed that like are really good with this. It lends to a lot of opportunity. I've seen people throwing on the mark of the Golden Crow, and then like as people try to back at the tower, taking that first ability and like bouncing it off and killing that person as they're kind of lazy backing. So it's pretty cool. I see it used a lot where like fights are breaking out in jungle and you're kind of in lane. You can kind of shoot a fire in there, shoot a shot before you even get to the entrance to kind of ricochet in there. So it's a cool mechanic.
It reminds me of pool, like playing pool. Like you gotta be really good with geometry and angles and stuff like that, and that's just that side of math I was never into or good at, nor had a desire. But Ricochet it also has an additional effect if the target has the hunter's mark is what I call it over his head. It actually stuns him, which is a pretty cool deal. So it's a great combo. His #2 is his mark of the Golden Crow, aka Hunter's Mark. If you played WoW, what it does is it puts a like target above your head and you take extra damage. Yada yada yada. Really, the most interesting part about it is it kind of reminds me of like Hell's too. Her cleanse and what is it? Repulse? Not repulse. What is it, Mr. Casterman? Dark Stance. Her 2.
What?
What's it called? Hell.
Repulse.
It's called Repulse? Okay, good. Thank you. Your mic's cutting out.
He's got some allergy issues over there too. He's like dying. You all right over there?
Yeah.
All right. We'll make sure
He's
you're gonna
got
make
the
it.
nerd flu.
The nerd flu. It's strong with this one.
And okay, so his #3 is Dive Bomb. It's like the best name of an ability like ever. And it's a jump.
Yeah,
like,
but it's kind of a jump. It's like
awkward.
this weird floaty
awkward.
thing. Yeah.
It's not jump. It's like his bow all of a sudden has the ability to fly, and he's just holding on for dear life. It's like pulling him down the lane. Yeah, it's kind of a weak escape.
I agree.
Like unless you know how to use it like correctly. Also, if you land on somebody who has the hunter's mark target above them, it actually knocks them up or knocks them back. Sorry, let's use very specific technical terms. And then his ult is amazing. Ult is just a giant AoE like nuke field. It's just like bombs over and over again.
Yeah.
Every 0.5 seconds for 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like his ultimate and his first and second ability combo like really well together if you do it right. I've seen a lot of people, using the Sunbreaker ultimate kind of a little early, but I like the amount of AoE damage it can do when like a team fight. Because it's not what like team fight goes out. I feel like the ultimate's quite long too. Did you notice that at all playing with him? Like I felt like it just kind of lasted forever.
Yeah, but it doesn't do like
a ton of damage.
Yeah. It's just the duration is it does kind of last forever.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it.
He feels kind of weak, honestly, in my opinion. And that's probably just because I haven't quite figured out how to combo him or like maximize the damage that he has in his kit right now. I'm pretty sure that's what that is, but I've heard a lot of other people say that they feel like he's weak too.
Yeah, I mean his first ability is I think it's kind of has that skill ceiling where the players that really master that will do very well with him. I feel like if you're not mastering his first ability, that the rest of the kit is kind of contingent on it, so it kind of does hinder it quite a bit. So I mean, if you can get that down, great, but if you're going to use that like a spirit arrow off a Neath, it's not going to do the same. You really need to be taking full advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, so it's probably just because I haven't figured him out yet, but I felt like he was a little weak. His ult, like it looks like it should do a ton more damage than it's actually doing.
Sure, I can see that.
But yeah,
The
so
ult does so much damage.
If you're an idiot, you just stay in the middle, like looking around at the effects and everything. If you kind of
you gotta use everything. So you poke them down to like 70%, right? You put the mark on them. You drop the ultimate on the center of them. You stun them with your 1. You knock them back into it with your jump. They're already slowed because the ultimate slows them. You should be able to hit them with all of the entire ultimate.
I'm pretty sure if you use an ability for
Nope.
it doesn't.
Nope.
So it's actually duration.
Nope.
It stays on for
Nope.
X amount of seconds.
15 seconds.
Oh, okay. I didn't. That's critical. That's like critical information, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention.
Mark that booty. Drop the ult down. They're slowed. Shoot them with the 1. They're stunned.
And then just dump your kit on them.
It all combos really well.
They're running out of it. Knock them back into it. It hurts like a truck, baby.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so new god will be interesting. Do you play? It sounds like you played him a decent amount then, F. Dot.
I have played the hell out of Hou-Yi. I love him.
So what he's saying essentially is that he's biased.
Yep, just a little bit.
No, I think Hou-Yi is one of the cooler designs that we've seen come out of a hunter in a long time. More creative is the word I want to say, because like Rom was really cool, but like, dude, he shot arrows. Like, there wasn't any like
right.
Like, there wasn't any like groundbreaking stuff. It was really cool and unique to be able to shoot through walls, but there wasn't any like, you know, groundbreaking craziness. When it came to Ricochet and a giant mage AoE ult, boom, you have automatically some crazy stuff. The way the 2 interacts with stuff, it's very interesting. And this character is going to be seen sort of like a Vulcan, or I expect this character to work like Vulcan, where everybody says he sucks, until one day somebody comes along and is like, nah, dude, I can double bounce off the wall and like kill your support before you know what's happening.
Yep.
And I can secure with the ultimate and knock you back into my friend's freezes and really utilize that kit. I think that the skill ceiling for Hou-Yi is infinite. Not infinite, but pretty damn high.
Yeah.
And until we see somebody come along and really do everything the right way, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, no, I can agree. Anything else on the new god?
No.
All right, so what else do we have going on this patch? There's a lot. We don't have to go through everything, but some of the highlights.
Yep. First of all, highlight, and this is very important to me, and it should be very important to all of you guys. Hell finally got a gem skin.
Whoa!
Like not a recolor or like a diamond skin. She actually got a legit gem skin. It's called Solstice Hell. So you like transition between winter and spring, and it's really cool. So that's that. I mean, then there's a Lucky Baby Fuwa Cupid, and it's cute.
Oh my word!
It's cute. Do you guys remember? Is anybody around for old Sun Wukong? Like back when, like Happy New Year, old Wukong?
Happy New Year! Yep.
Like the way that the ultimate looked for that with like firecrackers and everything. That's kind of how Cupid.
Oh, okay, cool.
Looks right now. It's pretty cool. Let's see here. I'm looking at these for the first time. Okay. Willix looks like she got a little bit of a change.
Yeah, her 3 goes faster.
What's her 3 again? Oh, the Suku when she throws
You
Suku out.
throw the thing.
Yeah, the Ghost Panther or whatever. So it increased her run speed. Is that it? Oh, Suku will now knock up enemies hit from the side as well from the back. Oh,
yeah,
that's big.
that's really good.
That's big
Really
because
good.
it was really awkward trying to like combo off of your 3 with a Willix.
Oh, okay.
It was really hard like prior to this change, just because like you had to be in like the perfect like, you know, within 5 pixels, you know, line in order to actually like land that knockup. So that's really
Okay.
interesting. Okay, anybody else? You guys see any other big
Sobek
changes?
got the best change. My man Sobek got a visual upgrade. He looks so fresh. He looks so good. Everyone wished they looked as good as Sobek. They took the slime off of him, unfortunately, in the red skin, but it's still there if you look close enough. Still cool as hell. Sobek, best god of the game, forever and ever. Still looks dope. Sobek, my man.
F. Dot does not have anything to contribute, if you didn't notice, you know. I didn't even see anything about Sobek in this patch at all.
It's not there.
Oh, look at you.
Oh my God, Octane.
You hacker. You hacker. I was gonna say.
Octane, honey, we gotta talk about your awareness skills one of these days.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. So what else you got?
I don't see any other changes.
What else you got?
That's done. I think that's it.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see
I mean,
here.
they fixed some bugs.
Oh yeah, bugs are good. Yeah, there actually wasn't really a ton. The skins were kind of like the highlight there. A Wheelix getting the adjustment was a big deal as well. Outside of that, there wasn't anything too crazy, so that's okay. No big deal. A lot of new emotes, it looks like, so that's cool. See that as well. All right, well, cool. Well, anything else then on that patch?
No, patch is done.
Fats is done. Okay.
I said the patch is done.
Okay, cool.
Where'd you hear fats?
I thought you said fats. I was like, oh, okay.
Thinking about fats.
I
do that often.
always think about fats. You don't even know.
Oh.
All right. Do we want to take a few community questions then? How's that sound?
Yeah,
Good?
let's do that.
We're good for time, Mr. F. Dot?
I mean, sure, it's already 7, but sure.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, you're supposed to be streaming right now, right? Wait, who's streaming?
No,
right
he doesn't stream on Sunday. No one streams on Sunday.
Oh.
He's not locked in. Okay, we'll take a few questions. If you guys do want to go ahead and send us your questions, I will put a link in chat for you folks. We'll take a few questions from the community live on Twitch right now. If you guys are watching the VOD, it is on twitch.tv/SmiteGame is where you guys can check it out. I'll put the link in chat again here. So shoot your questions there, and we'll go ahead and take some of them here. So good deal. So this week, Smitten, you got a bunch of new content coming out. That sounds exciting. That'll be cool. F. Dot, what's your week look like while we wait?
I'm not going to PAX South. I decided against it.
Oh, okay. Is Smite having something there, or?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I wasn't sure. That's why I was asking. I wasn't sure. Okay.
No, I have no idea, honestly. My week, just, streaming. I've been streaming during the day.
Okay.
On my own channel and doing the thing at night. I probably have a YouTube video coming out at some point. And then next week, look for some new content coming from me and another bald analyst.
Another bald analyst. Are you guys still doing, what was the show that you guys were doing? Why am I not remembering it? What was that called? F. Doc, you help me out here.
Really?
Yeah, really. I'm not remembering it. What was it called?
Really?
I don't remember. I'm sorry. I'm such a terrible
that's more
person.
of a hint than anything.
Yes. Okay, that's exactly what I was going to say. And you said last, so I'm going to say is not. You guys haven't done it in a while then? I don't recall. I'm sorry.
No, we, Banzu sort of, we took a extended hiatus towards the end of the regular season into the championships, and we will no longer be under that brand.
Okay.
We will work under a different name.
Sweet. Looking forward to it. Awesome.
And I think we'll have a little more creative direction and be able to have a little more fun.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of our questions here. Smitten, I'll let you pick the first one, so take a gander.
Okay, thoughts on dual lane on the new map? With all the changes to losing 50% gold at tower instead of 100%, will this make other ADCs more viable? Return of Artemis, Uller, Xbalanque, etc. Yes, I do imagine. Not so sure about Artemis. Artemis is exceptionally mana hungry, and if ADCs remain in the duo lane, I'm not sure how you can kind of balance that out. Cupid is actually really strong. Cupid is insanely strong. Like he's got the sustain with his 2, but if somebody else picks up the hearts that he lays down, like he gets mana regen off that. So whenever whenever your support comes to lane to help you clear the wave or help gank or something like that, you just throw down those hearts, heal him up since he's taking damage anyways. It's like a win-win situation. So I imagine you will be seeing some different people.
Okay, cool. This one says, will Season 2 bring ladder and ELO resets? I haven't heard, but when was the last ladder reset they actually did? Do you guys remember? Was that a while ago?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I know the community hates them. I think they're great though, so I would think so. I mean, if they're if they're coming out with that, I would think that would be the case. But we haven't heard anything yet, so no definite answer there quite yet. All right. F-Dot, you got one?
Nope.
No, you didn't even look at the list. You didn't even have it up. Unfortunately, I can't even check to see if you have it up or not. So, Smitten, what do you got?
I don't even know how to
With
get
SWC over, what can we look forward to on the weekends?
Well, it won't be
Probably
that long
nothing
until
we
things
could
start
talk
up.
about. So, I imagine there'll be something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, they haven't announced anything yet, guys, so just kind of waiting and seeing what the deal is. Nothing's been announced, but I would think this week. You would think this week, it's like to kick things off. If not this week, next week.
Somebody, not really a question, but a statement.
Okay.
Pink Peck? Yes.
Pink Peck.
Oh my god. If F-Dot and Smitten had an arm wrestling contest, he would win.
Smitten, 110%.
I got that sass strength, baby.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
My sass level is over 9,000.
Let's see what else we have here.
If Sobek and Smitten had an arm wrestling contest, Sobek would win because Sobek is the best.
Sobek isn't real.
It's real. There you go. Let's see. What else do we have?
You just have 6. You just have 6 to 10. Get wrecked, nerd.
That's right. Let's see what other decent questions we have here. Let's see. It's a lot of questions that like we can't answer because one, we don't know. Like a lot of these are like, oh, when's this guide coming out or when's this patch being published? Let's see. This is an interesting one. Would you like to be able to, like in the past, to acquire more than one buff at the same time, like 2 or 3? I feel that would be extremely like overpowered now. Can you imagine like speed and red buff at the same time, and then just throw on blue? It'd be like the ultimate like ADC.
Maybe if there was like a penalty, like it'd have like lesser effect by like a certain amount
per buff
like,
that you got.
Having but like then it would be kind of pointless to have that in the game anyways. But I miss the days of being able to go around to like the 6 different kinds of buffs we had like 4 maps ago.
Farm
and just
up?
like have them all to yourself.
That is very true. That is very true. Let's see what else we have here. At SWC, I noticed that bruisers became favored over mages, and that all mid laners were building defensive items such as Warlock Sash and Winged Blade. Why did this occur? Any thoughts on that, F-Dot?
I'm sorry, one more time?
Oh, right. Why do we see more mids going defensive, and we also saw more... they were saying that they saw... Let's see, where was that? More bruisers than mages at SWC.
Mages are easy to kill.
Such
it's
a
really that
astute
simple.
answer.
Mages are easy to kill. So you're going to play a mage in the mid? Well, you're going to have to build offensively. You're going to play a mage in the solo? Why not just play harder to kill warrior? Warriors can control things. It's basically a complex topic, but for basic purposes, control versus damage.
Okay.
Warriors versus mages. And the teams at the SWC felt that they could win with a control-heavy team, and they did.
Okay.
Do you think mid-meta will change at all for the new map? Probably not. There's still mid-camps, there's still a lane to be farmed, there's still a tower to defend. I don't think that as far as like the type of mage that you want to see in mid is going to change at all. You still want somebody with, high mobility, high damage, great clear, stuff like that. So I don't think that's going to change at all.
Yeah, I think your side lanes are just going to be the biggest. Do you guys think this is the biggest change to Conquest since the super side lanes and the green and yellow buff? Is this pretty much
the jungle creation?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, since Bumba's Mask, I'd say yeah.
Yeah, Bumba's Mask, that's true.
Bumba's
yeah, I'd say that. I forgot about that one.
Big deal. People were freaking out about it.
That is true.
That was my very first Smite content.
Oh, sweet.
Really?
Let's see here.
I felt very passionate. I felt very passionate about Bumba's Mask in that jungle was very important for the game to grow, etc. And I took it upon myself to go ahead and write something about it. Here is my very first.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
27th, 2013.
Oh man.
My very first.
In WordPress.
Oh.
The throwdown with F-Swag.
Oh my god. Welcome
Okay. So High Rise's new patch came out 2 days ago. That's awesome. Look at that. Yeah, look at you.
You're such a nerd. So cute.
We all gotta start somewhere.
That's right. I like it. Good for you.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's, you know, I get this question a lot, like, oh, how do you start doing what you do, man? Well, right there, I just did it. Nobody asked me to do it. You know, I just did it, kept doing it, and bam. So.
Okay, cool. Well, any other big questions stand out for you guys before we round things out?
Nope.
Yes, no, maybe
Let's
so.
take a look. I'll look real quick.
Oh, how nice of you. to
First
spend some
time this whole time.
How nice of him.
You're so
Sobek
good
or
to
no?
us.
Sobek.
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 Awesome. All right. Any questions or no, you good?
Oh my god.
Okay. So let's go ahead and round up the show. Appreciate you guys coming out to join us tonight. Here's the social media information in chat if you guys are interested in checking it out. The YouTube channel is there, and same thing with the Twitter channel as well. On the YouTube channel, guys, you guys can find all the VODs for all 75 episodes of the Smite Update are there, along with some other great content as well. The next VOD should be up there within a day or two of the show, so if you guys didn't get a chance to check out the whole thing, you can check out the whole thing there. Will be available. As well as the audio version, guys, is out there too. So if you guys are like, oh, this is great, you know, it's very much a talk show. I like to listen to it while I'm on the way to work. I got an hour drive. Well, this is perfect for you. Go check it out on iTunes. You can also use it on Android, on apps like Slacker, BeyondPod, stuff like that. So look it up, SmiteUpdate. Also, guys, go directly below this stream here and click on streamer feedback and give us some feedback on what your thoughts are about the Smite Update show. We would definitely appreciate it. So I'll throw it over to Smitten. Smitten, where can people check out your content? I know you said you're going to be pumping out more and more now. So where can people check that out?
Well, first and foremost, my YouTube at youtube.com/gankfirstgaming, or whenever I'm streaming, which is also every single day, twitch.tv/smitten, and my Twitter at smittengfg. I will post links in chat.
Awesome, awesome. And F. What about you, sir?
I shoot to stream a lot of the time on twitch.tv/fswag. You can find me 7 to 10 right here on twitch.tv/ what are we on?
Smite Game.
What is this channel?
I've been working the YouTube thing, so youtube.com/f.yt. And so that's where you can find me. I'll put my links in chat for sure.
Awesome, awesome. I'll put my my content in chat as well, guys. You can check out all my content at Octane Pro, SCII. That would be, you know, for Twitch with my live streaming. I do a lot of viewer games there throughout the week. Then on YouTube, you can find a lot of gameplay videos there. And then finally on Twitter, you want to keep up with me there. That's a great place. Twitter.com/OctaneProSCII. Well, folks, I'd like to thank Hi-Res Studios for allowing us to host Smite Update on their channel, Smite Game. What's exciting there, Smitten? You got real excited all of a sudden. Did you have something to say?
No.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
I'm just always excited.
Woo!
Right.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and head out. Myself and FG3000 will be coming on next to do the Smite Talk Show, where we take calls from you guys to talk about a variety of different topics that have been going on within the scene live. So make sure you guys stay tuned. We'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.
Peace.